The new Avatar of KHAINE model. Farewell to an old friend and a reason to be pessimistic or optimistic as an OLDHAMMER fan. So I thought we could start this video by going through the sort of release video that Games Workshop just dropped today about the Avatar of KHAINE model. Now I'm going to tell you in this video why I think this is a reason to actually be optimistic. Now I know a lot of my subscribers are going to be surprised to hear me say that, but yeah, I'm going to say why I think this is a reason to be optimistic and why this is kind of an example of GW doing something right for a change. Although, as usual with them, it is one step forward, two steps back. So let's watch, shall we?
We had witnessed a god awaken, the avatar of KHAINE himself.
Right, so first off, so we're starting off with memories. So this is like Games Workshop just acknowledging the nostalgia factor of this model, and also almost acknowledging like people like me exist. You know, we're not always excited about all the greatest, newest release, right? You know, I love the older models. So for me, to see a model of this caliber disappear off of Games Workshop's shelves is not generally a celebration. It's actually it is a sad day. You know, so many memories are wrapped up with this guy. I mean, you know, I remember looking at the model in the second edition rulebook and things like that and just thinking, what a cool model. You know, I never had the opportunity to have that model when I was younger, and I was lucky enough when I started streaming and when I started a YouTube channel that, you know, I got my hands on him.
Self bestrode the battlefield. His body blazed with the fury of 1,000 suns. He brought low whoever stood against him.
Again, like, you know, just Avatar of KHAINE has been part of 40k for such a long time, and it's good to see some of this old school artwork being brought to the forefront. The old black and white drawings, nothing beats them. Old John Blanche, old Mark Gibbons, that sort of artwork, I believe that is the real core of 40k. So again, it is good to see them sort of pay homage, whichever one, to where the Avatar has come from.
Many were the duels fought against the great enemy, but times change.
The great enemy being Slaanesh there, of course, and like, you know, you can see the scale creep, which we're actually going to look at the scale creep later on in the video. You're going to see this model in particular, Calgar, Toilet Calgar as some people call him. You want to see my version of him, stick around to the end of the video and I'll show you the actual size comparison. So like I said, I mean, these two models I don't believe are necessarily contemporary, because this one is a Rogue Trader model, and like I said, I would say that this Avatar is more second edition. Not 100% second edition, but more second edition. The original Rogue Trader model was really, really sort of dinky, which I'll pop up on screen now. So it's good to see that, you know, they are paying homage, again, that word, right? Not only to the Avatar model, but also to the Calgar model. Although, why this Rogue Trader model has a Goblin Green base, I don't know. Goblin Green was very second edition, not necessarily Rogue Trader.
Calgar, he was a worthy foe, but no match for... Oh yes, he did get...
Second edition Calgar missing there, I notice.
As the ages passed,
oh, they're ashamed of
our
it.
enemies grew in strength and stature.
So yeah, I mean, we can look at the Dreadnought comparison later as well.
It is time to hang up the Wailing Doom.
Now, I think this is the actual picture that I sort of remember. This is the one from the second edition rulebook. So when I picture the Avatar, this model and this old school heavy metal paint job with most likely sort of PVA glue dripping down his hand there. This is my Avatar.
Or perhaps he will be born again.
Right. So let's have a look at what we're potentially going to be working with the new model. Positives are He's not in a super crazy pose. It doesn't look like he's jumping off a building. So those are all good, right? He's looks imposing, and like I said, I mean, I like that pose. Negatives for me are, looks like he's got flames on the base, and it looks like he's actually got sculpted flames and sculpted blood as well. I don't like that. I like being able to sort of add that. And personally, I just don't think sculpted flames ever look fantastic, you know what I mean? But that's just my personal opinion. So those are sort of takeaways. Obviously, this is going to be a massively huge model. That needs to be done to work with the existing models, right? I understand that. Do I like it? No, but I understand that. Reason to be positive about this are, as they did a really good job with the new Be'lakor, and I'm hoping that they're going to do the same here. And also, this video that we've seen today is an example of GW doing it right. Primaris, in my opinion, was an example of them doing it completely wrong. And it's been documented many a times why I think this. One, they just shoved in some bollocks lore. And two, you know, they just made them like super ultra hard, right? And, you know, I'm hoping that they're not going to bring in this new avatar along with the new Eldar and bring in some meta that avatars are just, you know, going to wipe the floor with everyone. Probably will, but, you know, these are reasons to be optimistic. So now let's have a look at my avatar model and how it compares with some of the model models and some of the older models. So this is my avatar of KHAINE. I painted him 2 years ago, so I could do a better paint job on him now, but that's neither here or there. This is a gift from my Patreon Essex. Cheers, buddy. But yeah, I love this model and always have done. My sort of story of this and my image of this is those black and white images you used to see in Rogue Trader or 2nd edition rulebook, and they actually had a picture of this guy in the 2nd edition rulebook. Now, this model has really, really stood the test of time, so it's very sad to see it go. Like I said, 20, 30 years old. Now, when people say that old models don't have detail, they're not made for painters, blah, 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 that is such balderdash, mate. Balderdash. It's an odd word, isn't it? Don't know where I pulled that one from, the dregs of my vocabulary. But anyway, complete codswallop. Here we go. There's another one for you. When we look at this guy, like his armor, the sword, like all the details here, there is no way that you can say that there is not a ton of detail on this model, man. So it really winds me up when I hear people say that old models just didn't, you know, have detail, because it's just not true. They had different kind of styles of detail, and they didn't have excessive pointless detail on them. So I am very, very sad to see this guy go. He's stood the test of time, but of course we need to move on. So the main reason, though, we need to move on is this. So here is our Rogue Trader Calgar, and obviously these are kind of not really period appropriate. I would kind of consider this more 2nd edition. And obviously this guy is 100% Rogue Trader. So he towers over Rogue Trader Calgar, right? Let's put him next to 2nd edition Calgar. Again, very imposing. Oh, I painted this guy a while ago, didn't I? Very, very imposing. Let's put him next to a Rogue Trader Dreadnought. Now, the Rogue Trader Dreadnought is actually slightly taller. But, you know, you'd kind of expect that. But on the tabletop now, if we put him next to a Primaris, the Primaris look is basically up to his chin. And if we put him next to like a Leviathan Dreadnought, although the Leviathan Dreadnought is meant to be like the biggest Dreadnought maybe, but, you know, it's still just like, it doesn't look like, he doesn't look imposing enough like that. But, now here's the but. I think that this model we are going to be seeing for a long time. Now, why do I think that? Because I said this is a classic timeless sculpt. We're starting to see more and more sort of Oldhammer models being incorporated. It's almost like a fad now to be into sort of old hammer or middle hammer, hero hammer, whatever you want to call it. Now, I think that we're going to start seeing this guy on huge bases to kind of give him a bit more stature. But really, just I don't see this guy going anywhere soon. So that's what I think. So it is sad to see him go, but I am very confident he's going to be sticking around. So if you liked the video, why not give it a like? If you really liked it, give it a subscribe. You're a massive neckbeard, give it a dislike, I really don't mind. And if you want to see some painting, why not check me out on Twitch? And why not check out one of my other videos? I'll pop them up on the screen now. See you later. Ta-ta.